Skye Squad, we are back in the mother freaking building, baby. What's going on, y'all? At first, I was going to do this as a pre-record because I was like, I got a lot to say and I really didn't want to be interrupted. But then I thought to myself, ain't nothing like a good old live Ponderosa where I can see your reactions as well, okay? What I will not be doing, though, is responding to any negative comments today, okay? That may throw me off track and, mess up the zhuzh that I got going on for my good energy today. All right. So let's get into the tea of it all. Hey, y'all. Hey, boos. I see y'all in the comments. Yes, we finally at the end of the road for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. We are talking episode 16 of season 15, and it is called Art Imitates Life. Now, the interesting thing about this episode to me was that it started how I feel like the season should have really kind of started. And we did get a glimmer of this at the beginning of the season, but I really think it's interesting that I feel like they saved the best episode for last. For me, this episode was a 10 out of 10. Let me know what you think about this episode in the comment section down below. I do think that it is a shame that they waited until the finale to give us the 10 that we should have been getting, that we could have gotten at several points throughout the season. But it's kind of like sacrificing your entire season for this one final episode where you also have the best marketing synchronicity I've ever seen, okay? And I'm talking about, with Drew and with Candy and Todd's movie starring Drew Sidora called The Past that is out now on Peacock, right? For that to air on the same day as the finale is actually pure genius because of the connection that it has with the story that's playing out, not only on the show, but also in the world of social media. So to me, again, marketing synchronicity. Now, my thought is, and I don't know this for certain, I have no idea what the situation is. My thought is that Candy and Todd may have a first look deal with NBC Universal, or they may have some type of situation where NBC Universal has the first right of refusal for a particular project that they may be pitching. So, because Candy's already on the network, right? So that would, to me, be the thing that makes the most sense. That's an educated guess. I don't know that to be for certain, right? I'm just taking a guess. So for them to put that on the same day as the finale is honestly pure genius, chef's kiss. It is the best thing that they have probably done all season with regards to the season. Now, I'm not going to get into a review of The Past right now because I have not finished it. I got back really, really late last night. So I was only able to watch the episode, and baby, I started Speak on It. Now, while I'm speak on it, where is Speak on It? Okay, because when I started Speak on It last night, I was watching Candy and Courtney, and then I said, okay, let me pause this because I am tired. It was like almost midnight, okay? And I had traveled this weekend. As you guys, if you've been following the channel, you know. So then I woke up this morning to finish Speak on It, and it was spoke on, okay? It was spoken of because it was no longer, okay? The video is private. What in the world did Courtney reveal on Speak on It that they needed to take it down? Okay, that's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. I'm going to go ahead and be real about it. I want to know. I want to know. I want to know. I want to know. Because the thing is gone. It's like Nene said. There was nothing there. Okay? What happened? What happened? What happened? Okay? If you know, let me know in the chatterization. Did Courtney spill a little bit too much tea about Ralph and Drew? Because, there was a lot of questions that couldn't be answered last night about Drew and Ralph, at least per their lawyers, okay? That's the only gripe that I got about this episode. But anyway, I'm going to get to the episode in just 1 second. I want to respond to the super chat from JNW. Thank you so much. Who says they removed Candy Speak on It with Courtney from YouTube. Boom, boom, boom. You right on target, baby. You right on target, JNW. You right on target. Why? Somebody tell me. Somebody tell me why. Wait. Somebody said it's on the YouTube. No, baby. Last time I checked, it was gone. It was gone with the wind. Let me see. Yeah, baby. I don't know what Speak on It you talking about, but it was spoken of, okay? Because it's gone. All right. gone. All right, so let's get into the episode. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. If somebody know what she said, oh, somebody said she said some things about somebody. Oh. Gracie's quilting and crafting corner. We know what you do, Gracie. Okay, y'all go to Gracie for your quilting and your crafting needs. Okay. Says she said some bad things about Allison's mental health. Ooh. She also said that that Ralph and Drew had a special arrangement. I felt like it was some things. Denise Banks said, I know why I like this name. Courtney is not his blood cousin, which I didn't think so. It felt like, I ain't gonna say, should I say what it felt like? First of all, this ain't out anything that I know to be true. I'm telling you what it felt like. It felt like kissing cousins to me. That's what it felt like. Now, I ain't saying that's what it is. I'm saying that's what it feels like based on how hardcore Courtney is riding for this man, and you ain't even blood relatives with him? Girl, why? And you know what I thought as I was watching the speak on it? I said I wasn't going to speak on it for too long, but as I was watching it, at first I was like, oh my God, it's like they giving, Candy's offering her. I was interested because after I watched the episode, I was like, oh snap, Courtney gave the tea. I want to know how much more tea she gonna give. And then I was like, oh, well, this is humanizing Courtney a bit more because we're getting to know her. And I'm only in the 5-10 minutes in. Now, I ain't know she was going into, the sister, and the things that the sister been going through or whatnot, because we don't try to play with nobody's mental health over here. Okay. Jamie W says Courtney response to everything is Ralph response to everything is Ralph said. Explain that. They said Courtney was real reckless in the mouth. I'm just trying to read y'all comments real quick. Oh no, Andrew's child? What? Denise says she said it doesn't seem like Allison has mental health due to her always drinking, and she asked Candy if it was real. It wasn't a good look. The episode felt like a bashing session. The interview was unbelievable. She spoke about their open marriage. Ooh. Oh Lord, y'all. I mean, she said they're cousins-in-law. Something got caught up in the throat. Bruce said they removed Speak on it because she revealed things that can become a legal issue and spoke on her sister's mental health. Besides, it's all coming out at the reunion. Okay, so my thought was that she might have been saying some things that were going to come out at the reunion, and then they kind of had to maybe take it down. I don't know. Aisha says Courtney says she's done more for Ralph than Drew has during their entire marriage. Ooh, thank you for that super chat. Oh, y'all, listen. Ooh, this too much. This is too much for me. This is too much from her. Marsha says she went on Speak on it to divulge everything Ralph told her. It was honestly giving. It was giving. The episode, in my opinion, for Atlanta was giving Ralph told Courtney everything. Okay. or at least what he thought. And Courtney repeated it at the end, right? Because the way she was saying she had photographs of Drew and Ty seemed to me that, okay, well, who sent you the photos? Drew is alleging that Ralph is the person who leaked this story, but to be quite honest with you, it was really Mimi that set the net ablaze. So what, did Ralph contact Mimi and say, Mimi girl, I got a favor to ask you, boo? I think that I heard that Drew got a crush on Ty. Let's put the word out there that they done got down and dirty. Is you down, Mimi? I mean, is that what you want to do? Okay, so you gonna post it. You gonna post it on your gram. Yeah, baby. The blog's gonna run with that one. And I know Drew doing her interview right now. Yeah, she doing an interview. Yeah. So you gonna post it? You gonna post? Yeah. Okay, babe. Oh, thank you, babe. Yeah, I saw you was looking real good that night too. Yeah. Yeah. What you doing these days? I made all of that up. Okay. But I'm just trying to put it all together the way that Drew and Ralph are trying to feed us this narrative. Okay. Someone else, Bag Lady says, Candy explained in detail how Drew and Ty met on the set of The Pass. Okay. I don't know, baby. I don't know about it, but I don't know. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna talk about the episode real quick because there's so much we can speculate about, and I just feel like I still have some unanswered questions that I hope we get to towards the reunion. So let's talk about the episode. I gave it a 10. And I thought it was riveting, to be honest with you. So the producer starts by asking if Drew, like if she and Ralph if there's something that they aren't telling the camera people, okay, the production people. And the producer's like, well, what do you want to tell me that we're not seeing this year? And so we get a whole flashback montage of their biggest blowups and a flashback of Drew saying she's never kissed a woman, okay? When we know that in a past reunion, she says, of course she's kissed a woman. Okay, so which is the truth? It's the credibility for me, Drew. Like, I mean, at least if you're gonna if you're gonna set up a scenario, I'm gonna need you to stick with it. That means you have got to remember everything you say. Okay. All right. So then we flash back to January 2023. Sanya goes to see Dr. Jackie. Marlo stops by. It's a nice little scene. We see next Drew at home texting Don Juan about her performance. And then at this point, Ralph comes in complaining about how much he's working. Doing what, sir? We still don't know what you do. Okay. What are you working on? Are you working on Drew's next single? Are you working on moving into another bedroom? Are you working into moving out of the house? Are you working on the divorce? What are you working on, sir? Because everyone seems to be very cagey about what you do. And I mean, if it is that you work in technology, I would like a little bit more explanation. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, he's like, yeah, I'm out here working while you over in Candy's bed, making the relation scenes with some woman. Okay. So in the meantime, that's when we learn he's moved into the other bedroom because she's coming in late and it's disrupting his sleep. Now, that could be feasible if he is really a light sleeper, but for some reason, because it's Ralph, we will find out there's more to this story. Because like Drew, he too cannot tell you one single thing that makes it seem like it's true. Like, so there's never one single reason for something. There's always this multitude of reasons for both of them for anything. Right now, he is telling us that it's because she coming in late in the midnight hours when ain't nothing open but legs, and it's disrupting his sleep. Then in the next breath, the heat, she liked the heat on 95, he liked the heat on 54. Okay, the air on 54. Okay, then it's, I feel liberated sleeping in the bed by myself because, I mean, why? Because you want to really be single? That's liberation in a marriage to me. Liberation, if you're talking about, I want to be liberated, I want to feel free, I want to be a divorcee, that's what it's giving. Okay, so anyway, apparently Moneta sent Drew the video footage of Courtney calling her the B word. Is it a big deal? Not really, but it's not a good look for cousin to be calling wifey the B word if y'all supposed to be related, and Drew is running around defending this woman to the rest of the ladies, right? And he's basically like, well, what'd she do to me? Well, sir, when you is married, you becomes one. Okay. So sometimes you got to understand, like, if your wife comes to you, okay, if your husband or your wife comes to you and they say something that somebody in the family did bothered me, that's a different story from somebody that I'm on a cast with. And I get what he's saying. Well, Kenya's called you a B, Marlo's called you a B. But if this woman who we are supposed to be related to is calling me the B word, then that's a deeper issue. Okay. If we are to believe that y'all are that you're cousins and actual like real cousins. But in the same breath, it's kind of hard for me to take any of this seriously, because in the next breath, Drew is telling us, you just met this woman. You don't even know her. So she gets frustrated and she runs off, down to the kitchenette. And she goes downstairs. Allison is already giving Ralph the eye, like, I got my eye on you, hussy. Okay, that's what it's giving it. Did y'all see Allison as soon as she saw Ralph? Her eye, she was like, I know you done something to her. So anyway, so then Drew brings it up to Allison, okay, about the B word. Allison has heard this story because she was there when Courtney was denied ever calling Drew a B word. And Allison apparently asked her point blank, did you call my sister the B word? Now I'm gonna tell y'all something for me. Now, I like me some Allison. Give me Allison. Give me Allison all day, baby. I like somebody that, listen, Allison got a story to tell. She's got some life experience under her belt. She has been through some things, clearly, as she has stated. But that ain't stopped her from first defending her sister, stepping in when necessary, okay? And handling business. And I like that. And it don't feel put on. It feels very much, I'm a protective older sister. Keep her on, okay? Keep her on the show. As long as Drew on there, keep Allison. All right? That's just me. So anyway, Allison's like, well, listen, how about, I don't care if she call her a banana. If she tell you she don't like it, that's your wife, and she don't like it. I'm in agreement, totally. Your husband, your wife, your life partner, whatever you want to call them, they got to come first. That's what marriage is all about. Unless y'all got some type of other situation going, and y'all want us to know about it. In which case, it feels like we're about to find out, allegedly. Anyway, so then Drew, Ralph, but Ralph ain't done. Ralph got an ace up his sleeve. He's like, haven't you called her a B? So then they get into it. I was like, oh Lord, Ralph got 1-4. All right. So then Drew she like, oh, take this mic off me. Get this mic off. Get this mic off. And, Ralph running there. He's like, why are you crying? You know what? I hate when somebody responds to somebody that's crying like that. I am a sucker for somebody that's crying. So it pains me when somebody said, what you crying for? Why you crying? It's the tone for me. I ain't like it. So anyway, she's like, you embarrassing me. You know I'm tired. So she get to running upstairs. Allison like, you just had to ruin a good day. She get to running upstairs too. And he's like, ooh. So anyway, Sheree and her daughter talk about some sea moss. I could use this as a moment to plug my own sea moss. Why don't I? You can still use the code from our Black Friday sale and get 40% off that we did last year because, baby, listen, the sea moss sales, okay? Anyway, but as I was saying, they get to talking about Bob's daughter and stuff like that. And, Sheree be stumbling through her words. So this scene really didn't make much of an impact for me. So we can move on past it. So Kenya's at home with her daughter and her daddy, and she want another baby. We're going to talk about Kenya in another video, okay? I ain't going to talk about Kenya right now because if I go down that rabbit hole, it'll take us longer to finish this video. What she does reveal to her dad is that she wants another baby, and she's thinking about surrogacy. Boom. She has not had a conversation with Mark yet about these embryos. And that's that. We move on over to here's the thing that struck me about Kenya's scene is that she says that she legally owns the embryos, but she's worried about Mark filing an injunction, so she's going to keep her mouth shut. And I'm like, hi, Kenya, it's me in the back. Please pick me. My hand is raised. You're saying this on national television. He can still file the injunction unless you've already gone ahead with this process. Say less. Okay. Because if this is a real situation, then if she hasn't already started that process with the surrogate, which we've heard nothing of, which she could have, then he could still potentially file the injunction now that he has heard about it. So it's like, why give him that ammunition, in my opinion? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, hi, we're on TV. I think he may see the show. I don't know. I don't know, or his lawyer might. So anyway, we move on over to Le Archive, and Scott Lee comes to visit. And you know what I can say? Whether or not I believe Scott Lee and Marlo are really a thing or not, what I can say is at least Scott Lee is invested in the situation. Okay. And what I mean by that is, he does all the things. He will rub up on her. He gonna kiss up on her. He gonna talk to her. And I mean, if he ain't real about it, listen, let me tell you like this. At least he's doing his part. And I say that because my critique is for Martell and Sheree. Because where Scott Lee comes on like he's actually interested in her, whether she's interested in him the same way or not, I cannot say the same for Martell and Sheree, except for maybe that first episode where they showed him in her bedroom changing clothes and whatnot. Like that, I think that was supposed to sell this whole thing to us. But I feel like Scott Lee is at least invested in making this look real, even if it could be. Listen, it very much could be, because I felt like he was, I mean, the way he was kissing up on her forehead, rubbing up on her, walking behind. I was like, now see, this feels like somebody that's interested in somebody else. Now, what Sheree and Martell are trying to sell us, no, I'm not buying it. But I can buy this whole Scott Lee situation. Okay, let's keep it going. All right, fine. All right, Drew and Ralph meet with Dr. Ken. She feels like she can't express her feelings. It's a pattern of behavior. For Ralph, he says he's working on himself. Evidence? Well, he's moved out into another bedroom. Yes, that's the work he's doing. And he's doing it by himself. Absolutely. I bet you if he could move into a whole nother house, he could really work on himself then. But anyway, right now, he's just left to move into another room, so away from Drew. He says he's a place where he can feel comfortable and liberated. Meanwhile, she's like alone. So apparently the kids have asked about this. He says that's a lie. And so she pulls up the messages allegedly from Josiah that say I noticed, Ralph has moved into another room. And she's like, well, he's just doing it so he can get some extra sleep at night because mommy is coming home late in the midnight hour. Okay. And so then he says she's being dramatic about it. I'm like, I don't know what the situation is with the two of them. I don't know what's real and what's not real. But I do feel like this is another one of those moments where he's trying to make her seem crazy. Or trying to make her seem like something that she is clearly not. He's saying that she's being dramatic, but the evidence is right there. And it's like, it's in black and white. So now you're still going to try to circle around this? That's crazy. So then he says that he's making certain changes that make him feel good, so that, both of them can be comfortable, because she likes the air on the heat on 82, and he likes the temperature at 62. Okay. And he wants to stay by himself so he can reflect, and apparently he never moved back into the room even after the movie wrapped, although later he will say that he did. Then he brings up her best friend, who's apparently in a relationship where they were sleeping in separate beds. And she's like, yeah, but they filed for divorce. And he's like, well, who hasn't filed for divorce? And is it just me? Or I wrote in my notes, it looked like Ralph be ready to laugh during some of these scenes with Drew. Like, he don't really be taking none of it seriously, or maybe it's a nervous laugh, but the smirk and the grinning and stuff like that be occurring as he be saying some of these things. I just be like, is you already got your exit plan? Is that why you smirking and smiling and kikiing and cacaing and stuff like that, and clearly having combos and cocktails with cousin Courtney? Okay. Is that what all this is about? Somebody let me know in the chat what you think. Okay. Meanwhile, Dr. Ken asked the best question I think I heard on the show. Is there somebody that you really want to be with? Is this somebody that you really want to connect with? No, it ain't nobody that he want to be with. No, it ain't nobody he want to connect with. If it's somebody out there that he want to be with and connect with, it certainly ain't Drew. Okay. So, but he's clearly got a connection with cousin Courtney. Whatever that may be. Cousins, they're cousins. They're cousins. Distant, unrelated, not blood, cousin, 9311. Those type of cousins. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you got that type of cousin, don't you? Don't you? Meanwhile, everybody's getting ready for the event. Okay. And Drew and Ralph roll up to the venue like ain't nothing happened. It's like they a brand new couple. They a brand new couple to Drew too, because she's like, she don't understand it. Today he's playing the role of the husband of the year, and I'm thinking to myself, y'all both playing a role, but I can't tell when it starts and when it stops. But I'm invested, so let's keep going. So anyway, everybody. Here's another thing that I noticed that was inconsistent for me. Kenya was dressed when we saw her getting dressed, Kenya was the hair she had was the same hair she had at her salon event. And I'm thinking, was her salon event the same day as Candy and Todd's event? Or did they just use that scene of her getting ready for her event and then didn't show the hair salon event? We'll talk more about that in another video, trust and believe. But I just noticed that because I was like, now she's dressing for two separate events. Which one is the real one? Because when she saunters in to Candace's event, she got on a different type of hairstyle. She got on a whole different outfit. So I'm like, what are y'all doing with this chopperization? What is the chopped and screwed of it all? Okay, because I noticed these two different event looks. And y'all can't make me unsee it. So y'all need to get better at that editing unless those two events happen on the same day. In which case, why didn't we get to see Kenya's event? Everybody arrives. T.I., Cynthia, Courtney, Shamia, Sonia, Mama Joyce makes a cameo. Hey, Mama. And then we get to see Drew roll up and hug up on Ty before toasting. Hey, Ty. Ah. Hey, Ty. Hey, I see you, boo. Okay. I see you. Mm-hmm. Looking all good in the back. Gadget Girl says Ralph wants some attention, some of the attention Drew received. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay. All right. Courtney rolls up to hug Allison, and Allison's like, nope, girl, you better back up. You better back up. You better back up. I don't roll like that, okay? I don't roll like that. Nah, player. And I like it. I like it. Give it to me, Allison. Give it to me and give it to her, okay? Give it all to her. So they go off to the side, and Allison's like, did you call my sister a B? Courtney, lie. This has to be a lie, okay? Let me put the alleged badge up here because, one day it's a lie and one day it's not. But anyway, Courtney says, okay, no, I didn't call her a B. And then Drew shows up and she's confused because she's like, now, the video camera says, survey, you is a lie, okay? Because the video shows you calling me the B. Drew says she's confused. Courtney thinks that Drew is confused, but I feel like Courtney in that moment was trying to gaslight Drew. Either Courtney was trying to gaslight Drew or she was trying to gaslight me. I don't know, but it didn't work. Because at that moment, I wrote in my notes, did Courtney just admit to calling her a B? Because now I'm confused. Because finally, Courtney does admit and she owns it. So I'm like, girl, you lied last week. You lied last week and then you lied this week. Can anybody tell me if she confirmed that and Candy speak on it? Because that was something that I was looking to see. Was that a conference? I mean, like, girl, what is the truth? Okay, because I'm having a hard time really understanding. Did you call this girl a B or did you not call her a B? Are you admitting to it or not? Okay, that's what I want to know. That's what Allison want to know. And Gadget Girl, yes, I love that Allison kept it all the way real. Okay, thank you for that super chat. Now, then Courtney says to Allison, well, have you ever called her a B? In that moment, I know, and Allison knows, and Drew knows that Ralph been connecting with cousin Courtney about the goings on up in their household, specifically about Courtney calling Drew the B word. Okay? And I don't like it. Marlo and Sheree arrive. They play the trailer for the movie again. I'm going to talk about that in another video, so believe we're gonna get to it. Just give me a moment. Give me a beats. Give me some beats. I'm gonna go to Candy's and make some beats. And I said it earlier. I love the way that they integrated this movie into the finale. I mean, I thought that was creative genius. I mean, that was genius. We learned that Mama Joyce has been going to counseling. They didn't go to family therapy, which I believe that if Candy and Todd are back in next season, we need to see family therapy with Mama Joyce because that issue needs to be resolved once and for all. Drew performs and we get the title cards. She seems to do a great job performing. Sheree, we learned, was able to heal her fibroids, although that wasn't really, discussed. So much was left on the cutting room floor. I don't know for what. We get a few flashes of Kenya's soft opening of her hair salon spa. And we learned that filming wrapped on the 28th of January. Then in February, we get the headlines. Marlo's narrating the headlines, and we get, some of the cast reactions. We get to the Ty rumors and how Drew was so adamant about never kissing a girl. We get the recap of Drew and Ty at Ralph's birthday party. Apparently, Drew met Ty on set. Monyetta then reveals that Drew told her that if she and Ralph don't work out, she's going to talk to her crush. And Monyetta was like, well, who is your crush? And she said, Ty. And so now the rumor mill is starting to, speculate that Ty and Drew hooked up. So what we do know at least is that Ty or Drew has maybe a light crush on Ty. And maybe she communicated that to someone, and maybe that is how this whole situation really came to be. On March the 3rd, Sonya explains about how she had her miscarriage, which was very unfortunate. And, she's trying to slow down. JMW says the way they did the end for Drew and Sonya, they should have done that for Kenya Spa, in my opinion. I do agree. We didn't get any real, thank you for the super chat. We didn't get any real footage of any of this. So then on March the 3rd, 5 days after filing for divorce, Drew shows up for Glam to film. This to me was the best part of the episode. It was the best part of the episode, honestly, because I love how they broke down the dates. I love how they incorporated the Mimi and the Ty of it all. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine on another podcast, the Andy's Girls podcast, and she was talking about how sad this whole situation between Drew and Ralph was because they were getting a divorce. And I was like, I mean, it's hard for me to be that sad about it because they truly look like they were both unhappy. And in most situations, I am saying fight for the marriage. But in this situation, it just seems to be so toxic that it would seem to be more of a relief that they did get divorced than it would for them to try to continue along the same path. Because to me personally, Ralph seems quite checked out of the relationship. I'm not saying that Drew is perfect by any means because, I mean, listen, she could have, I don't know if there's something to be said about this Ty rumor. She could be getting her lick back for all the things that he did to her. I really don't know. And there's I wanted to have a little, a 2-second discussion about this idea that people are outing Drew for something. The only person that I feel like may have been outing her was maybe Courtney when she had that moment where she said something about her gay lover or something like that. Whether Drew likes Ty or not, or whether she kisses a girl or not, does not make her gay. In 2023, for me at least, it simply means that she either kissed a girl or she liked a girl. I don't have these strict boxes that I feel like I need to put people in for their preferences about what they do in the bedroom, who they like, who they kiss, who they touch on. That's up to that person to define what they are, especially again in 2023. So I don't have those same types of thoughts about putting people in boxes and labels and things like that. I just think it is what it is. You like her, you don't like her, who cares? You call yourself whatever you want to call yourself, but another person can't call you nothing. To me, that's how I feel. Okay. And so that's why I don't look at this as like as we talk about Drew and Ty, I don't look like this. I don't look at it as like an outing. But I think when you start to put labels on somebody, I feel like that's when you start to try to get into a territory that is a little bit dangerous because you don't know what that person is labeling themselves at, and you don't have a right to do that. And that's where I feel like Courtney was wrong for. So let me continue down this timeline. Okay, now that I've said that. We see Drew have conversations with Sheree and Kenya, about not only, telling the kids and, how this whole rumor or how this whole divorce thing started to play out in the media. And apparently, according to Drew, Ralph's lawyer is the person that leaked the information about the divorce and him filing first when it was actually her that filed like 61 minutes before he did or whatever, because they was racing to the courthouse. And so then she revealed that her dad was going, his health was getting to a space. I'm assuming it's like Alzheimer's or something like that. And then we learned that Sheree's dad passed. It was like a lot. This whole segment was probably one of the realest moments that we have seen of this season, because it was like things that it felt like Sheree would not have revealed. I mean, that was a moment right there for me. Like if we can film that type of stuff And listen, condolences to Sheree. You know, I don't want anybody to lose anything, but these moments that we're getting with Sonya, with, you know, Kenya calling and checking in on Drew, and then, you know, Sheree opening up to Drew in that moment. That's, to me, I want to see the reality of these women's lives. And I feel like so much of this season, we missed out on those opportunities to get real, true moments. And I felt like we sacrificed real and true moments for sometimes forced drama that the audience can tell feels forced. And we're tired of seeing that. We want to see more than just a petty argument over nothing that's dragged out for 5 or 6 episodes, right? So anyway, she's crying as she gets to the confessional before they even start. And she felt like she lost her voice in the marriage. She allowed him to have inappropriate relationships with women, and she allowed Tampa. She doesn't say infidelity in that moment. I noticed that. She said inappropriate relationships. So there's no telling what that specifically means. Although we learned later in the filing that she stated that she cited infidelity, for which Ralph does not also does not deny, but he says that that is something that they will move forward with when they get into their proceedings. So that leaves me to wonder if that may be true, or if they may have had some type of arrangement that they're not yet speaking about. We will find out shortly. Trust me. Apparently, you know, Ralph is interviewed the next day, and he reveals that he asked for the divorce after an argument. The producer says, what was the argument about? Ralph got to call the lawyer. The lawyer says no, he can't talk about it. Drew got to call her lawyer. We don't know if she can talk about it because she never answered the question, okay? Drew, you know, once she says that, the producer asks, well, did he ever come back to your room? Ralph says that he did move back into the bedroom. Drew says, no, he did not. What is the truth? See, they both got these separate stories. Who do we believe? Okay. Then she get to crying and she need a break, and then she got 27 messages on the phone. 8 p.m. Mimi Faust posts an Insta story suggesting her and Ty and Drew had an affair. Okay. 8:01, news of the alleged affair hits the press and goes viral. Okay, did take but a minute. 60 seconds was all you need, baby. Okay, so the producer then asked Ralph, are Drew and Ty dating? Ralph says Ty and Drew have a friendship together, and that's pretty much as far as I can say. Okay, why can't you say more? Why can't you answer yes or no? Why can't you tell us what you know? Okay, what is the legalities about with this whole situation? Have y'all all signed some type of NDAs or agreements or something like that that is preventing y'all from saying what you can and who? If you know that there was an affair, you can say that there was an affair. Okay. Insert Courtney. Courtney's, well, I heard that Drew's a good time and she's bisexual, and she just asked, so I just asked Ralph, and it's no secret she has fun with girls too, and he's aware of it. Okay, so in case you could not understand Courtney speak, she said that she heard that Drew is a good time and that she is bisexual. Okay, here's where we get to the labels that I really don't really care for, but whatever it is, I'm just letting you know what happened. So she says she just asked Ralph, it's no secret she has fun with girls too, and he's aware of it. Flashback to Drew. Drew is freaking out, but Drew is laughing or smiling the entire time. I'm freaking out. Do you see this? I'm freaking out right now. It's so weird, right? It's such a low reach. Oh God, it's so. Do you see the news? It's everywhere. I was like, what in the Twilight Zone am I watching? Okay, it gets crazier. It gets crazier because Courtney comes back. Every time I gotta do like, because Courtney's she's always moving. Yeah. She says, I know that Drew was with her in Texas, and she knows that Ralph has a lot of discovery. Ralph feels pretty comfortable with the discovery that he has. Then on a hot mic, okay, on the hot mic, when the camera is here, okay, should I do it? This is Courtney. of them on my phone, but I wasn't going to say that on camera. You shouldn't leave me in here with the vodka that long. Now we see why she was pushing so hard for that adoption. Because she was like, adopt this child so I can be in my gay lover relationship and you pay the bills. Really, Courtney? Really? I mean, you just told everything that man came up in here and told you. Okay? You said everything that man told you. Because, girl, where else you hear it from? Where else you hear? Who told you? Who told you all these intimate details? Okay? Who told you? How and when? What day? What was y'all doing when he told you? That's what I want to know. So the producers asked Drew, well, Drew, who is this person? And Drew says, well, she's a WNBA player. I met her on the set of Candy's movie. That's why I met her. Yeah, it was Candy's movie. And yeah, she's friends with my co-star who I did kiss in the film. Yeah, I think this was Ralph. Ralph conjured up this thing, and Ralph said, he's just always thinking of little things, fun things that he thinks that I'm up to. And, I think that Ralph leaked this to the press. It's everywhere. Oh, God. Get the tear. Did the teardrop fall, y'all? Oh, Lord. So, that was the episode. I'm just telling y'all what happened, how it happened, how I saw it in my eyes. These are my opinions, my thoughts, my interpretations. But I wrote down. I'm pausing everything. I'm writing it down. I watched this episode twice, baby, so I know I'm telling you what was said, okay, and in the manner in which it was said, and the manager in the manner in which I interpreted it. So you take from that what you will, okay, and you can draw your own conclusions. Do you think that Ty and Drew are a thing? And what in the shenanigans? Please, somebody tell me what in the shenanigans is going on with cousin Courtney getting all this intel from Ralph. I mean, what's the tea there? Somebody let me know in the chat.
So, Desiree Davenport, what are you hoping to accomplish with this show?
Honestly, I've lost everything in the most horrible way possible. And listen, I want it all back. I'm willing to build it piece by piece, and I mean brick by brick.
Oh, honey, she is done. I bet you a Birkin she doesn't last all season with us. Just watch.
I'm Misha Hill, and I'd like to consider myself the matriarch of this dynamic group of ladies. I mean, someone has to keep them under control.
I'm Davita Delaney.
I mean, I think I could teach these ladies a thing or two about how to get and keep a good man.
They said she was a gold digger. Gene, you did for me. I'm just really looking forward to being surrounded by other empowering bosses.
Yes, I know exactly what she's doing. And if she keep playing in my face, I'm gonna have to let her off her dirty little secrets just like she did to me. And I'm not playing.
Let's get this straight. If I brought you into this circle, I just as easily can take you out. She ain't running nothing over here, okay? She needs to be worried about running that household and worried about why that husband of hers is never at home.
Oh, hell.
Ooh, child, this is about to be a mess.
Oh my God, I hate mess. What in the world did I get myself into?